But people are talking like, you're never going to come up with numbers for this, blah, blah, blah. So you're sticking your neck out there because you want to keep this topic going and continue to allow fans to be able to speak on it. And he can't even bother to like just credit you as a, this is the creator who started this. Additionally, some of those quotes are directly from your DMs with Chainsword. So he's even more so taking like your word.
Okay, pause, guys. Unfortunately, while I was making this video, I actually saw that just a few minutes ago, John De La Rose uploaded a video about this article, again never giving me credit that I am that 40k creator. So now he's making money from this video and he makes money from the article. So he is making money off my back twice. Great! Now let's continue with the video so you can get all the context. A few days ago, guys, Chainsword40k wrote me on X and he said that some people, but he didn't say who, he just linked me the post, tried to grift off of this whole research, but basically of him in this case because they were referencing what he was saying. So to not confuse you guys, just to clarify, Chainsword40k DM me some information about Custodes retail sales, female Custodes. I included that in my 40-minute video along with other research. But that research did not say that Custodes sold 0 boxes. Neither me or Chainsword ever claimed any of the sort. So Chainsword said to me, grifters are pulling shit out of context again, now claiming that Custodes sold 0 boxes worldwide. I would love for that to be true, but extrapolating one kit in one store to worldwide sales is just retarded. Also, they mentioned me and make me look bad like I somehow said that bullshit. So he said that to me, but guys, when he linked the post, I clicked on there was nothing there, so I didn't see actually who wrote this. Didn't see anything. It was like completely deleted. This morning I decided to go over X and see if there's any news, and I actually found that Chainsword was writing about it separately. And this is how I found out that it was fandom post indeed, because I saw that he linked it here. You can see it, the blue link down below. Well, if you click on it, there's nothing, so the post is deleted, but the article is still there, which we're going to get to. So Chainsword says, I think this needs some correction. I want to say a few words, especially since that info is based on a video in which I was the source, and as I see, I was directly mentioned. Yes, Custodes sales are low, but claiming that Custodes sold 0 boxes worldwide is beyond retarded. I would love for that to be true, but taking the data from the one example I provided of one kit out of many from one store and applying it to worldwide sales is just ridiculous. Also, if you want to report it, use the correct names of the kits mentioned. Next time, please check your info if you want to be taken seriously. Hope that helps. So this is what he said, and under here we also have a comment from Lady Runesong who says, oh yeah, fandom posts and its owner tend to lean into hyperbole, which is why I don't follow it for detailed nuanced news. Yes, absolutely. And after that we have what's actually most important, fandom posts themselves, probably written by John De La Rose, and it says, this got telephoned to us, I apologize. Wasn't our intention to misrepresent you. If it wasn't your freaking intention, why is it then that you have a whole article behind a paywall in which you basically explain my whole video there? It's not just information that comes from Chainsword. That information is great, and we expect more from that store if Chainsword likes to update, of course, but my whole video is 40 minutes of information that I gathered through the span of 2 weeks of my own research. It's not only Chainsword, but yeah, we are gonna get to the article that is behind the paywall detailing my whole video in it. I go to his fandom post page and I see that this is a paid freaking article. So he profits off of what we did in that video, and you will see now he did not credit me not one time. So that's what we're gonna take a look now. Okay, he did say the title, 40k creator, several weeks gathered. I mean, he described what was happening.
Pretty much everything.
He did credit Chainsword, but he never mentioned my name anywhere. And again, guys, this is a paid article.
Yeah.
That's the problem. He can write his articles about my research, but he can credit me.
He has to give credit, exactly.
And then we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's using, quotes and things like that. So, I mean, you said those things.
a chainsword, whatever.
I think Chainsword
He
also
even,
says,
at the end of this, he even mentions our Superman comparison,
yeah.
which is just like amazing. It was somewhere around here.
No, yeah, it's just like you said. Clearly, even though we took heat online, you especially, of course, it's your account. But people are talking shit like, you're never going to come up with numbers for this, blah, blah, blah. So you're sticking your neck out there because you want to keep this topic going and continue to allow fans to be able to speak on it. And he can't even like bother to like just credit you as a, this is the creator who started this. Additionally, some of those quotes are directly from your DMs with Chainsword. So he's even more so taking like your work. So there's that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had to install a freaking app for this just to get through the whole article, just to see what he took. So yeah, that's the whole problem. So yeah, he said Games Workshop decision to introduce human custodians into Adeptus Custodies produced one of the hobby's most sustained community controversies. Months after release, YouTube investigation attempted to answer the question engaged players have been asking: are the models actually selling? The video titled 90% Reject Them, Investigate the Fem Studies Retail Reality, comes from a 40k content creator who spent several weeks gathering community reports, running polls across YouTube and X.
And what was the problem to write the 40k Empress right there?
Yes, and
What
paste
the
the
hell?
channel there.
What the hell?
Obtaining store-level sales data from industry source Chainsword 40k. We got to this point that, he said how the video is called but never linked it. Okay, running post, okay, he did that, okay. I mean, he said what we did at least. The most concrete information in the video comes from Chainsword 40k, who provided current stock figures from one retailer approximately 3 weeks after the Custodes individual releases went on pre-order. The store inventory at this point, and he just copied exactly what Chainsword said. Chainsword identified the best and worst performed with the snapshot, and you see where we are going. I mean, we're showing you that he literally took everything that he possibly could take.
Absolutely.
From Chainsword that I posted, from what he said to me. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for me launching this whole
Absolutely,
campaign.
yes. That's absolutely your thing.
Which the amazing Tsunami over there inspired me to do. So credit also to you, Tsunami.
Thank you.
Of course. If you haven't told me to make the first poll, I won't make the second poll. So you're totally to be credited. So he continues, and several people on YouTube still report that their stores never got them, which is my doing.
And again, it says here she noted.
She noted.
But who is that she?
Who is that she, guys? Who is that?
Who is that indeed?
I mean, I'm the only girl that is doing what I'm doing within the realms of 40k. There's other girls in 40k. They just do other types of things, not what I do.
He's also addressing the poll.
Yeah.
The 2 polls.
The polls that I did. So 2 polls are presented, both with self-selection caveats attached. The YouTube poll with 144 votes showed 96% of the respondents reporting female custody stock still on shelves at their local stores. A smaller expo of 23 respondents produced a different result, 60. Yeah, he went maybe through my Twitter or just watched the video.
Or just watched the video. So
Yeah.
some of those.
The creator, who I guess
Who
she
again,
will not
we
be
can't say,
named.
yeah, apparently.
She will not be named. Acknowledged the gap between platforms, noting the YouTube poll carries more weight given the larger sample of her channel's audience composition, neither poll. So then he says what it was being said about the studies. He always does that. I mean, he makes like a recap of why this is a big deal, which is okay. I mean, we kind of have to do this when you're writing an article. I just want to find the last part where he says what we said.
And here is the Superman comparison.
GW has published no sales figures for the female Custodes release. The creator drew the comparison to Superman 2025, whose box office and the performance was obscured for months, and though calculated media management before becoming impossible to deny, companies release numbers when the numbers are favorable. Exactly. So he using also our point
Our points, yes.
about this. GW has had every incentive to announce successful launch for release. Framed this landmark moment for presentation in the hobby. They haven't, which is a great point. I don't know if they usually would do that anyway. The point is that John De La Rose first went on X, claimed that they sold 0 boxes, which then Chainsword wrote to me to complain about. And by that point, this post was deleted. That's what happened. Then I searched and I found out that John De La Rose was the guy that was actually trying to grift off of this. And when I clicked on this, I found out that this is also a paid article, no less. And he never mentioned me, and here we go.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Indeed,
That's the bottom line. He has the right to cover this story. He has the right to cover what other people do. This is all that we are all doing in general when we're covering stories. We're not there with our journalistic papers on the spot when things are happening. We count on other sources and we try to analyze them and reference them. But that is it. We always show where this information is coming from. If we know, we show. This time there is no doubt who conducted this research. So the only good thing that I could say is that he exactly said the title of the video, but that is it. And by the way, titles changed all the time. That's a thing that we have to do on YouTube. We have to test different titles to see which ones are going to be more accurate to be brought to the audience that we want, the audience that actually is interested in these things. So I did change the title. I mean, I kept running 2 titles to be tested at the same time at one point. Now it's back to the original title, but not providing a link, that's a no-no.
Just no.
When I covered John De La Rose before, I said, hey, I'm talking about this guy. Here is this video that I showed snippets of. And I say, well, here's the video. You can go watch it. He never did any of this.
No, never. Yeah, and again, put it behind the paywall. So.
Yes, he didn't do this research. But yet he's putting it behind a freaking paywall, and it's a good thing that I can get a free membership, so we can actually get through it and not have to pay for my own stuff. And great. So that's the thing. Final words.
It's exactly what you said. Whether you make a video about it, a tweet, which that also happened, which is what got deleted, and then the article, you want to put it there. The article, if you read through it, is literally our video. Like, you just went ahead and wrote down notes from our video and put it in there. That's fine, dude. Make your money off it, however. All she's asking for is, could you at least give her credit for it? So I think you're very fair in what you're saying. The end.
For the imperium must not fail. The imperium we prevail. The warriors march with sacred might. Their purpose burning crystal bright, to lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.